So today I'm going to make a burger, but I'm going to be bringing flavors from the East, from Korea, and from the West, the Southwest, putting them all together out on the flat top grill and building a fantastic East-West burger. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one today. We're going to be cooking in 3 or 4 hours out at the grill, but first we have to get the marinade for some of this meat ready because we're going to be using some short rib. That's going to be part of the East portion of this. I want to kind of mimic the flavors of Korean galbi. Now, traditionally, you're going to use something like flanken ribs in that, which are short ribs cut across the bone. You've probably seen those before. I'm going to be using what's commonly called English cut short ribs today, which is where the whole bone and the meat's right there. We're going to take the meat off, we're going to slice it thin, and we're going to marinate it. So let's get that marinade ready. First thing I'm starting with is about ½ a cup of pear. Now, a lot of times these recipes call for Asian pear. Well, I couldn't get that, and I've done this recipe before with just regular pear, and it's fantastic. Putting that all in my little mini food processor here, and we're going to sort of blitz this first. Kind of just scrape the sides down before we add the rest of our ingredients. Next up is about ½ a cup of soy sauce, ½ a cup of orange juice, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of a coarsely ground black pepper, about ½ a teaspoon of sesame oil, and a teaspoon of minced garlic. Let's go ahead and blend this all together. That smells terrific. All those flavors in there. We're going to get this in a bowl, set it aside, and get our short rib prepped. So I have a couple beef short ribs here. See, they're on the bone. Now, normally for flanken ribs, as I mentioned, these would still be together and it would be cut across like this. So you'd have these little sections of bone and the meat that goes with them. But we're working with these today because we're not doing sort of a flanken rib presentation. We just want the meat because we're going to marinate it. We're going to chop it up once it's marinated and mix it in with some regular ground beef to really bring that sort of Eastern flavor to this. So first thing I want to do is I want to get all this excess membrane and fat off the top here because I'm not going to need that. Now with that trimmed up, and I know there's going to be little bits of fat, that's fine. I want to take this and I'm going to separate it from the bone. I'm just going to run my knife along the bone here. There we have it, and we'll trim up from this side too because there is going to be a little bit of that membrane on the back side. Just a little excess fat there. Not some, but not a ton. And you can see there's still a little bit of meat left on the bone here that I didn't get, so I'm just going to get that other little bit off. Let's do the other one. Now this one has a much more pronounced membrane on top. We're going to get that off. And we're going to separate it from the bone here. There's our hunk of short rib meat. Now we're going to slice this into thinner strips because I want a lot of good surface area in contact with the marinade. Now normally with short ribs you'd cook these a longer time. You'd cook them for 4 or 5 hours, smoking them or braising them, different methods. But because we're going to be cooking these as part of a hamburger, this marinade is going to help to start tenderizing it. Also going to chop it up really fine, almost like a grind before we mix it in with our ground beef. And actually, if you can get a good deal on short ribs sometimes, it is fantastic to grind for burgers. All right, let's get this in our marinade. Just gonna put all our beef in here. Make sure everybody is completely coated. All right, this is gonna go in the refrigerator for 3 hours. After that, we'll process it some more, get it mixed with our ground beef before we grill everything. But right now, I wanna move on to making a couple other ingredients. So the next ingredient I want to get prepped here because I want it also to soak in some of these flavors is some bacon. And we're going to be making some gochujang honey bacon. Gochujang is like a Korean chili sauce if you've never had it. Really flavorful, can be hot. So we're going to mix this with that honey, sort of mellow everything out. And then we're going to brush it on some bacon. I'm going to start with some honey here. Maybe about, oh, I don't know, quarter cup. Gochujang, we're going to go with maybe a tablespoon. Going to mix this together here. Little taste. That's nice. All right, let's brush this on our bacon. So I've got 2 pieces of hickory smoked bacon here that I've cut in half already because I would have cut them in half later to put them on the burger. Just gonna go ahead and brush each side. Turn these over. Get our other side. All right, a little messy, but that doesn't matter. We're gonna get this into a Ziploc bag. It's gonna go in the refrigerator, and then we're gonna go on to prepping our final ingredient ahead of this cook. So the last item is a little bit of a spread that's gonna go on here. Now I'm starting with about a quarter cup of mayo, and to this I'm gonna add probably about a teaspoon of one of my favorite seasonings. It's a Trader Joe's South African smoked seasoning. I'm just gonna grind some in there. And then maybe a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half of gochujang. And we're gonna mix this together. Take a little taste. Oh, that is good, I like that. All right, this is going in the refrigerator with everything else. In a few hours, when those beef pieces are all marinated, we're gonna process those, get our burger patties made, and head out to the grill. All right, our short ribs have been marinating in that Galbi-Inspired seasoning, and here are those strips. I went ahead and knocked off some of the excess marinade. There's still gonna be a little bit of pieces of like that pear on there. That's all right. And now I'm just gonna take my knife and start breaking this down, chopping it as fine as I can. If you want to, you could run this through the food processor. I'm just a glutton for punishment. I'm just gonna turn these a little bit this way and go to town. If I end up with a few pieces that are a little too large, it's not gonna hurt anything. All right, I'm happy with that. Let's add that to our ground beef and get it mixed up. This is a pound of 85-15 ground beef. You could use 80-20. I just wanted a little bit leaner today. Just gonna mix this up. That's looking good. Let's form some meatballs that are gonna make our smash burgers out there on the grill. So I've just got a portion that size, a good size meatball. I'm not even sure how much that weighs. At least a quarter pound. That's what I'm going for, that size. Just like that. And this is gonna be a double burger today. All right, everything's ready. Let's head out to the grill. All right, my Camp Chef griddle is up to temp. I'm starting at about 350. It'll continue to rise. I want to get some of the ingredients on here first at that temperature. And the first thing up is our honey gochujang bacon. And I only have my 2 left side burners on today, just at medium. And I'm cooking this to how I like my bacon, AFS, acceptable floppy state. All right, this is AFS. I'm getting this off here. I want to wipe this down lightly. I'm gonna get my buns on here to toast real quick. I didn't add any butter or anything, just left that bacon grease there to help toast it up. All right, that's looking good to me. Let's get spun off here. Now what I want to do is just sear up some bok choy for this. That's all it needs. Also do want a quick sear on some avocado slices. Really just going for a light little toast on these. Time for these to come off. It's burger time. Go ahead and smash these. with a little salt, and a little cracked black pepper. These are a fairly loose burger because of the extra grind in there, so I just want to make sure they get a good crust on them. All right, let's give these a turn. Now, another part of the West that's going in this burger, some pepper jack cheese. All right, that's looking good. Let's start building this burger. So first thing I want to do is get some of that smoky gochujang mayo on our bottom bun. We have a piece of our bok choy and our first burger patty. A couple pieces of bacon. Next burger patty. Just want to put some crispy red onion rounds on here. Just a few. Nice tomato. Some more bacon. Finally, some of our grilled avocado. Now, I know a lot of people don't like avocado. I love avocado. Gonna put some more mayo on our top bun. If this thing gets any taller, it's gonna need a building permit. Let's top this. There it is, the East-West burger. I have no idea how I'm gonna take a bite of this, but I'm going to because it's time to taste. I'm not even gonna cut this in half. I'm just going for it. Here we go. It's gonna be a mess, but man, is that good. You can really taste those short ribs in there, that marinade. If anything gets there, I don't care. I just got to embrace the sauce face. The honey gochujang bacon is perfect on this, and that spread, oh man. Nice kick from that pepper jack, which I forgot to mention is a cayenne habanero pepper jack. You know what? I think this East-West burger is my new favorite burger I've made. So that's it, the East-West burger. Pepper jack, avocado, and the bun from the West. Gochujang, those short ribs, the gochujang mayo from the East, and I'm certain of it now. This is my favorite burger I've ever made. That is just incredible.